No, that's not even right. It's going to be all right today. All right. So today, thank you so much for joining me. This is Sunday Night Live. Y'all, I'm really struggling with this setup, but it's going to be okay. Okay, I got a new setup for my computer, and sometimes the struggle is real to try to get it right. Okay, I should have probably did this earlier, but yeah, this is how we're gonna do it. Okay, so thank you for joining. This is Sunday Night Live. I decided to come on live because I've been coming on for uh almost 30 days. I can't even think of it now. I think this is probably day like 18 or 19 or something. I think I lost track of the count. But I'm listening to some amazing royalty-free music, which, that's what we have to do these days. But thank you so much for joining. If you're joining on Facebook, make sure that you join my community, Awakening Your Intuition, where we are learning about our spiritual gifts and we are stepping into them so that they can support us in our lives. So today, Sunday Night Live, I want to talk about freedom. And so freedom is one of the things that is my ideal. So it's one of the things that I am in devotion to. So I set that up probably maybe about 2 years ago. I started looking at things and I went and I had a shamanic program. I was trying to think of what do you call it? But I had a shamanic program. And so in this program, the young lady took me through all kinds of different shifts. And one of the shifts was in learning and understanding and knowing what I was in devotion to. And so that is a space that so many people actually are, but I went deep. So for me, when I got really clear on what I had to have, and so let me put this like this. So the things that you are in devotion to, in case you are wondering, are things that you have to have in your life. So for me, I am in devotion to freedom because freedom I have to have in my life. Now, I didn't really understand why, but when I started sitting with the ancestors, I started receiving information that shared with me why, because a part of it is because, in my bloodline, there was a lot of non-freedom. There was a lot of non-freedom. There was a lot of colonialism, things that happened in my lineage. I'm sure that part of it, I'm okay. So I'm sure that there are different. I have different lines, different bloodlines within me. I know that because I did my ancestry, and I also know that from history, from family history. And so, but I understand that and I recognize that, and so for me, freedom, because I never could understand why freedom was so important to me. Like, I have to have freedom. I don't care what is going on, with anything else, but I need freedom in my life. And when I start to feel that I don't have freedom, then I can feel it in my body. My body gets constricted. I start feeling all kind of things, pain, because I don't know if I told you guys, but I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia way back in 2010. It has not really bothered me much until after COVID. COVID took it to a whole nother place. Matter of fact, the pain can be terrible and excruciating, no matter what I do. However, I have begun to really treat my body energetically because modern medicine has nothing for it. They basically are like, okay, we'll just take something that will get rid of the pain, but I'm not interested. I mean, I do sometimes, but not on the regular. Like, I don't take anything unless something gets really, really bad and I just can't stand it. Then I take something, but typically, no, I write it out. I, send energy through my body. I lay hands on my body. I pray for my body, all of these things. And so for me, freedom is a thing. Like, I have to have freedom in my life. When I start feeling unfree, I start acting crazy, and my husband will tell you. And so freedom is one of those things, and so for me, I'm in devotion to freedom. I'm in devotion to freedom and intuition. Those are the two of the things that I'm in devotion to. Now there are more, because typically we have different things that we love in our life. But however, I thought we were already at the end of May, y'all, because I was looking at my calendar and I was like, it's time to change my calendar, because y'all know what, sometimes I forget, and I have this big calendar on my desk underneath my computer, so I can write on it. And so sometimes I forget to change the months, especially if I haven't written anything on it. And so I'm working on that. I'm going to start utilizing it more. I buy them every year. I go to the Dollar Tree before the end of the year and I buy me a nice desk calendar. I buy a calendar for the wall. So I have calendars all around. However, this one I have not, I just I don't know, maybe it didn't speak to me. But yeah, but freedom, y'all, I mean, that is something that, I don't know about nobody else, but I have to have it. And so what that looks like for me is, like, I started feeling this thing just maybe a couple of months ago, and I knew what it was because I've been called to walk away from this career that I've been in all these years. And I think that a part of me is ready. Like I had to really work on myself and get myself ready. I had to speak life into myself and speak life to myself and really begin to tap in and connect with my spirit team, because for me it was layers. It was layers, y'all. So it was like, not only was it, I'm tired, I'm burned the hell out. I've been burned out for over a decade, but I still keep doing it. But what I do is I switch something, or I'll go and, do a different type of job, within the same career. I'll go work in an office, I'll go and do, home care or whatever, different things, in order to try to combat that burnout. But it's at the place now where it's here and I have to deal with it. And it's like I've got to decide, just got to make this decision and set the intention. And it's funny because I have made the decision. So now I am setting the intention, you know, and it's been a bit scary. I'm not even going to lie about that, because I've been doing this for 30, since 2024, 31 years, and that is a long time for me, especially since that is over half of my life. And so I think about it. Sometimes I'm like, oh, do I really want to do this? Do I really need to leave? I need to leave, because that stuff is abusive. I've been abused so many times, and this last time told me exactly what I needed to know. That I have to get off of my do nothing and do something and make this shift. And so the first part of making the shift is making the shift in your mind. Like, shifted it in your mind. Like, really. And what I started doing was really embodying Tammi that's not doing that. Tammi that's doing business. Tammi that's helping people, really helping people, not through the medical field, because good God, they don't help nobody. But Tammi that's helping people. That is what I had to embody. I started really to understand who she was and really study who she was. And so that is a thing that, that I know is rampant in our society. So, like, I know that many people, and I know that lots of people are going to watch this video, because it's going to speak to you, because it's not going to be long. It's going to be short, but it's pointed. And so for me, I wanted to just really get on here and express this, because I know that there are other people out there that are feeling the same way, or dealing with some of the things, as far as, when you get ready to release, because that is the space. It's like, for freedom, I have to do it. Like, I have been not wanting, I mean, I've been on the fence. So it's kind of like, not really wanting to do it, but then I know that I have to do it, and then I really do want to do it. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where, and especially I see that in Gen X a lot, because it's like we've been conditioned to do these things regardless. Like, okay, we got to feed our family, we got to work. Yeah, we hate this job. Yes, it's horrible, but guess what? It pays the bills. And so this is how we were constructed. This is how we were programmed. And so getting out of that program and finding your freedom is so key. So key. Finding your freedom. getting out of, releasing those patterns. And that's what those really are, the programming that was behind us to tell us that we have to work 40, 60, 100 hours in a week in order to be able to pay our bills or in order to be able to get money. But what I'm discovering is that is a bunch of bullshit, and I am not signing up for that any longer because I have decided that I am worthy enough to be able to do what I enjoy doing, helping people, creating courses, because that's what I'm doing, creating courses. Matter of fact, I have a 7-day course that it's sent to your email, so it's easy. But I have a 7-day course that I'm doing starting in the next probably 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. We're going to start this 7-day course, and it's an email course, and it's free. And so it's going to be on, like I said, your email. I'll send out the lessons every day. And so that is what I am creating actually right now. And I'm also working on some other courses that, of course, will be paid because, I do have to eat. But I am, taking myself in this space where I'm embodying this person that I am at this moment. And then the other piece is embodying her that I am in another moment. So like, oh Jesus, y'all get me on. Hey Shannon, thank you for joining. Um, we get on in this space where, we know what we're being called to do. We know what we're being called to do. God has already spoken to us, spirit, universe, whatever you call it, but they've already spoken to us. We've already gotten the memo. We got the message. A lot of times we'll get it in our body and we won't even realize it. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm creating this course. It's 7 days. It's a course on unlocking your intuition. So I'm going to talk all about our spiritual gifts. I'm going to do some, I'm going to share some exercises that you can use to help you to move into that space. That's the only thing about my royalty-free music on YouTube. They got them commercials. But anyway, better to do royalty-free than having to fool with copyright stuff and all kinds of craziness, because these apps are full. So I just put it on my thing. I was like, that way they can stop all that foolishness, because I'm not playing those games. I'm not. I love music, but they really make it hard to bring it forth because they want to copyright everything and all that. I'm like, it's in the public domain. I can use it. It's on YouTube. I can use it. I'm not singing it. I'm not profiting off it. I'm just using it. So anyhow, hey, Linda Ann, thank you for joining. Girl, you got to go to YouTube and see me because that's where I'm going live mostly. But today I'm here on Facebook and I'm on YouTube live. But I'm on the phone and then on the computer. So yeah, but yeah, just make sure you check out my YouTube channel because that's where I go live, and also TikTok. And again, guys, make sure that you join my TikTok community. Follow me on TikTok at Intuitive Tammi because that is where I also go live. And I'm actually about to step that shit up. Like I'm about to take the buck over because I got a word, I got a message, I got a download, so I know what I need to do. So and y'all know what. That is the part of freedom that I love. Freedom. Freedom of just being able to be and do and with no limits. That is the thing. It's like freedom. And y'all, I don't know if y'all have heard John Baptiste's song Freedom, but that song is so amazing. If you haven't heard it, go listen to it on YouTube. Freedom or Spotify, wherever you listen to shit. But it's called Freedom. And it's John Baptiste. He won all kind of awards or whatever for Grammys or whatever. But it's amazing, and it's almost like an anthem for me, because that is what I have to have. I don't know what about nobody else, but Tammi Morrison, has to have freedom. Everybody else can do whatever they want to do, but for me, and I need to feel it. Because here's the thing, y'all know the feeling is the secret. So if you don't feel it, it can't be, right? Oh, thank you, Linda Ann. Girl, I'm working on it. I have to do it because you know what? I have to leave that field that you and I already had discussions about. I got to leave it. I cannot do that shit much longer. Like I really have set my limit for the end of this year. I'm done. And to be honest, I only really wanted to. I want to have some credit cards I want to pay off, and that's really what I'm doing. That's really one of the reasons why I'm working. Is just paying those things down, so that we can, um, have some good credit. But yeah, so I'm just so grateful that I found this space, because I've been actually hermiting, Linda Ann. I've actually been hermiting, kind of. I really have been not a lot of places. I've been on YouTube because I'm pushing to monetize because it's time. I've been on there 5 or 6 years. I think 5 years, and I need to monetize that thing because it's a shame that I get on there and I ain't making no money. So that is the spot where I am at now. So I am working on that, utilizing those spaces because it's like, no, I'm already on here all this time, and I don't get paid a dime on this platform that you're on, but I know people, and so I come on there and I try to, help them to find me in other spaces. Let me put it like that. But yeah, so that's the move. That is the move because I have seen some things, and I've had so many things that have happened in my life that have been a blessing. I had some unexpected and unusual blessings to show up. And one of the things that I started doing was putting myself in that space of abundance. Because what I realized is that if you don't feel abundant, then you're not abundant. You got to feel it, and it's got to be evidenced by something. You want it validated. And that's how I feel. It's like, yes, I know that I have wealth in my vortex because I am wealthy and I'm supposed to be. And my name is Abundant Tammi. That is what I said. And I know that this is true. So where is it at? And I think about Abraham Hicks always says, well, it's in the vortex. And it's funny because my mama tells me that now. It's in the vortex. I said, I know it's in the vortex, but I need that shit in the bank. I need it on a card. I need to be able to use it when I want to. And so what I have decided, and I set my intention, was that I have whatever it is that I desire, and I can use it when I want to. Everything that I desire, everything that I need. And so I had to strengthen my root chakra. That was something that I did as I hermited. I slept a lot because I needed it, because I wasn't sleeping at night for like weeks, maybe a month or so. And so I had to really start shifting some shit, and that really is the key. It's like, okay, I got to shift this because I know that it can be shifted. I know that it can be shifted. Why are we even sitting in these spaces of lack? And so that is one of the things I've been really like seriously diving in and working on that, and actually, taking my gifts up to another level, so that I can, do more and be more and have more, and it's not even to, honestly, it's about feeling abundant. That is what it is. Because I'm telling you, when I tell you that never in my life have I worked part-time and had my needs met. I mean, and I've been working part-time for a couple of years now. Like I started working part-time in 2020, right in the pandemic. After I left my full-time job in May of 2020 in Arizona, I came right here. We moved to Washington State, and I've been part-time ever since. And that's all I'm going to be until I'm not. So, hey, Paul, thank you for joining. But, it's just one of those things. Exactly. I know you need that time. You just need the time. You know what I mean? It's just, it's a space that, we create for ourselves. We decide, hey, this is what I'm going to do. This is where I want to be. And the thing is for me, the struggle was that I would make these decisions and I would set these intentions, and then I would look up and nothing was happening. To me, it was almost like I planted the seed and then I started digging it up. Why is this not happening? I've been on YouTube 5 fucking years. Yes, thank you, my sister. But I was like, I've been on here for 5 years. Why am I not monetized? And I'm speaking truth and I'm saying good things and I'm helping people, but I said, you know what? I've got to go inside and figure that out and see, what it is that I need to do So when I start feeling abundant, then I can be abundant. That's the shit, and that is the shift that we want to make, and the other thing too is really, getting in that space where you feel safe, because for me, it wasn't a safe space for years, and I had no idea. I had not an idea that it wasn't a safe space. Hey, Brianna, thank you for joining. I had no idea that it wasn't a safe space. None. I just thought that, I needed to do some things, or I needed to make some changes, or I needed to, I needed to. There's always a list of shit that you need to do. And so I thought that maybe that's what I need to do. And so I started kind of doing that, I'm going to make this list, make this list. And then I started realizing that it was about me, nobody else, about me, about how I think, what I want, what are my desires, all of these things. It's about me. It ain't about nobody else. And when I started realizing that I was the master of my own destiny, I was the creator of the freedom that I require. I am the creator of that. Just like you are the creator of that for yourself. Because a lot of times we give our power away. Oh my God, we give our power away. We just hand it over, because we blame people for stuff. And my thing is, when you blame people for stuff, that to me, that is giving them power. So why are we doing that? Why you want to give people power over you? Brianna. But I just, like, why? And for me, that's a no-no, because I'm one of those people that I never liked people telling me what to do. Now, let me qualify this. I'm not talking about like school and stuff like that, but you know how people just, they'll just be like, especially like people you work with or people in your circle, or if you go to church or whatever, people in a community where you are love to tell you what to do. And I say, no, I've always been like that. It's like, you don't tell me what to do, you know? And so I had to, of course, check that. I had to check it, and it's, like I said, it's not in a way like school, because I love school. I always have. Like, that's why I'm always in it. That's why I'm always going, because I love to learn, and I love, school, and, but like, in a way that you can do it on your own, that kind of stuff. But yeah, so just being in that space. Yes, shift in that program, and abundance is my destiny and I deserve it. Yes, goddess. That is it. And that's the space. Because I feel like when I walk in a room, I create the room. I create the room. When I walk in a room, I create the room. I command attention. That is who I am, and that's who I always have been. However, but it's the space that you get to when you shift that programming of abundance, and you know that whatever it is, no matter what the fuck it looks like, you could be in a crazy ass space, but abundance is here for you because you feel it and you know it. And then you act as if. That's the other part. It's like, for me, it's like I'm acting that part. Like I went out, typically I don't, like just go out and just shop unless, something I need or whatever. I went out yesterday and, and I'm not saying, telling you to go and, spend thousands of dollars. I didn't even do that. But I went out yesterday and I went to Ross's. And so I had been wanting some bowls like I used to have, and I probably still do, but they're packed down somewhere. But I used to have bowls that, it was like 4 or 5 bowls inside of one big bowl, and they all had tops to them, so you could use them for mixing bowls, and you could use them for stuff that, bowls to put in the, in the fridge or whatever, or to put things, containers. And so I saw those and I was like, oh, I've been wanting those. And so I picked them up and I grabbed them and I put them, I just was holding them because I didn't have a card or anything, because I wasn't planning to shop that much. I actually went for a strainer. I went for a strainer, for my teas. And so, because I really wanted a good one, because I have one, but it's not good, and material gets all in the tea, and I'm trying to, so I went for a strainer, and I looked, I found one, and it was cute, and it was, it looked like it's going to work. And so then I seen the bowls, and I said, sure. Yeah, I grabbed those. And then I seen a candle, because I really love candles. So I grabbed the candle, right? And so I'm on my way up to the thing, and I'm like, yeah, and in my mind, it's because this is how I've always done. It's like, do I really need this now? Do I really need this? And then the second question is, do I really need this now? Well, I didn't even ask those questions. That is the part that I wanted to share. I didn't even ask those questions. I just grabbed the stuff and I went up toward the front. And y'all know what? I still didn't buy it because it was so crowded and the line was so long that I just could not do it because I had already stood on my feet and my hip was hurting from me being disobedient. So I didn't buy it. But the point is, I was going to. Like, if the line wasn't long, I would have bought it. And I'm actually going to go back and get it, probably like either when they first open or, not the end of the night because it's crazy. But maybe when they first open, I'm going to go and get it. So, but that was a shift for me. Because typically I'd be like, okay, do I need this now? Or can I wait on this? Should I buy it today or should I wait until next week? All of these things would go through my head. And so none of that went through it. I wasn't even concerned about it. To be honest, I was looking for some silverware because I have 4 or 5 forks. No, I don't think I have 5. I think I have 4 forks and a bunch of spoons, but they're the long teaspoon ones. So I wanted a silver set. And so I kind of was looking for that too, but I went in there and looked and didn't see nothing that really jumped out at me. So I said, okay, that's something for another day. But the point of it is I felt that abundance and I felt that freedom. I felt that abundance and I felt that freedom to be able to do that. That's the shit. Because a lot of times, because people don't realize, and I know that those of us that have struggled in our lives, and I have struggled in my life financially, good God. But those of us that have struggled in our life, sometimes it takes us a shift in order to get to that place where we can even visualize and see abundance. Because for me, I started visualizing and seeing myself abundant. I went on Temu and I got me a couple of outfits, which I was waiting. That was the other thing, y'all. I was waiting till I lost a little bit, few more pounds. Because, I've been on this weight releasing journey, sort of, kind of, not really. I just have been working out and trying to, eat better, and all that kind of stuff and eat less, but I've been on this journey. And so I was like, I'm gonna wait until I release some weight. But you know what? The spirit said to me, no. So I got me some skirts. I went in Costco. They were so cute. Got me a pair of skirts. I hadn't had those in decades, but I wanted them. So cute because summer is coming and I'm going south for a few days. So I need some real summer clothes. Here, I don't really have real summer clothes because it don't get that hot. But down there it gets hot. So I thought, let me pick up a few things. But y'all know what? This was a shift because I would have never done that. I would have just figured something out. I would have just looked and see in my closet and found something, probably super old because I haven't bought summer clothes in years. But yeah, so that was the thing. So I'm just, I'm super grateful for that revelation. And I'm grateful to be able to share that with you guys. But if you are on this journey and you want to do that 7-day mini course that I have on the spiritual gifts, I'm offering that to you now. I actually will be probably posting the landing page on this channel because I'm still creating. But I'm gonna do it probably in about the next 2 weeks. And how that's gonna work is I'll send the lesson via email for 7 days. Like every day for 7 days, I'll send a lesson as well as tips and tools, exercises, and all the things. So it's a free 7-day mini course on unlocking your intuition, connecting to your spiritual gifts, and all that kind of stuff. Because I believe that if we truly connect to our spiritual gifts, especially if you're in business, that's like a must. If you don't connect to your intuition and you're in business, I'm sorry for you. You really need to work that out. You need to handle that. And you can do it by following me. You can, if you're on Facebook and you like Facebook, you can join my group, Awakening Your Intuition. I'm like I said, I'm doing this free mini course, and then after that, there's going to be more stuff. But yeah, you can continue that. And like I said, follow me on TikTok at Intuitive Tammi, where I also go live as well. So again, thank y'all for joining me. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. I would love it if you would share this out so that more people have opportunity to view it. Um, Also, if you are interested in any type of healing work, you can reach out to me for that as well. So you can DM me on any of those platforms. You can Google me. I am everywhere that you want to be. I think one of the only places I'm not is OnlyFans. But I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok here, LinkedIn, some other places. I think I just opened up Snapchat, but I don't even know. I just have to, because it's a lot. These social media things can be yeah, crazy. But anyhow, I'm gonna get off here. I appreciate y'all for joining me. I have to get ready for work. But I appreciate y'all for joining me. It's been a pleasure always. And I hope everything is well in your world and magical. So again, continue to watch. I have Straight Out of Savannah, another show or premiere on Friday. Yeah, Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific and 8 p.m. Eastern. Yes, please. Let's connect soon. Um, so um, so that's what we're doing. So again, thank you for joining. Have a wonderful rest of your day, a magical week. Much love.